We're off to a real great start with this video. For those who want a TLDR before it even gets started, holy guacamole, Batman.
TubeBuddy is the best tool you can get to manage your YouTube channel. You can update videos in bulk, optimize your SEO, syndicate to social media, back up your metadata, and more, all with a simple browser extension. Head to EposVox.com/TubeBuddy to learn more and download it for free.
For those that missed my review of the Elgato Green Screen, it's a pretty cool tool that allows you to chroma key yourself out, particularly for streaming setups, and requires very little work to actually get going. And now it's put away, out of the way. So, one of the biggest complaints that came out when this product was released and announced and all of that was people were complaining about how expensive it was. It's about 130, 140 bucks, and people thought that was ridiculous. As someone who has spent quite a bit of time finding alternatives before that even came out, I thought that was kind of silly, but we've now had a couple knockoffs enter the market, and the one that particularly interested me was the one you can see just kind of off frame here, from Neewer. If you don't know who Neewer is, it is a remanufacturing company that takes unpatented designs or out-of-date patents and just makes knockoffs of pretty much everything. And they finally made a knockoff of the Elgato Green Screen. Same case design, same look, they even ripped off the product images and made their own, clearly emulating the Elgato Green Screen style, but it's more expensive. Despite the fact that Neewer makes generic knockoff stuff that is usually far cheaper than the competition, at least of the original product, not competition of the knockoffs, it's quite surprising that they made it more expensive, despite the fact that they are very clearly using cheaper components, as you will see in a moment. If Neewer can't do it cheaper, then Elgato's price can't possibly be that bad. So I'm going to show you the Neewer Elgato Green Screen. I don't know if you can see from here, I had a clip at the beginning that I wanted to show. This thing is a nightmare. It's completely folding in on these sides. It's got wrinkle creases everywhere from how bad it's rolled up. And I can't actually get it to go back down. And the one time I tried, it actually came apart on me. It is pretty bonkers. Let's see. The only thing that appealed to me about this green screen is it is theoretically tall enough to cover my head, whereas the Elgato one is not. However, that's not worth anything if I can't actually put it up. First of all, it requires a lot of force. You can't even see that. Well, first and foremost, it says it can stop at any position like the Elgato Green Screen. You can stop it at any height. But it goes up to the max height no matter what I do. Now I'm gonna tilt the camera down a bit so you can see the problem with rolling it up. It's just folding in on itself and the rods are like bending, and now the green screen is creased and most likely useless. I knew it was gonna be bad and I was gonna try to throw it away, but I'm gonna have to try to return this. It is that bad. I cannot even get it to roll up in order to put it back up if I do want to return it. I am returning it. It was expensive. This is a piece of junk. And you may be thinking, okay, maybe you just got a bad unit. Mine did have a little bit of, it clearly got beat up in shipping, but they're all going to be that way. And the fact that they're using this cheaper level of components is a huge problem. This thing, the screen feels all right other than the wrinkliness and the fact that it's curving in on the side. It's going to be a nightmare to green screen with all the shadows cast by the wrinkles and creases. If you can't put it back up, it defeats the purpose. And the fact that it just blows my mind how bad this was. It just arrived today. I was not expecting it to be this bad. I was expecting to pose an alternative to the Elgato screen. I can't. So I'm going to turn it around here so you can see the folding arms, because they're a little bit different than the Elgato. So here it has much more longer scissor arms that are made to swivel in place, but there's nothing to actually allow them to lock into place here, which doesn't make any sense, especially since their claims are that you can stop it at any point and it will stop rising. But it has this really cheap scissor arm system. And it goes down into those hydraulic things down there, and then there is a ton of wiggle room so that it just starts like leaning forward on its own, even with the feet extended. It just has all this sway and give to it, and there's like no spring in the rod for the green screen to actually make it want to roll up once you're done pushing it down. And it's actually starting to become detached from the rod itself. There's not much room left in it. The glue is exposed. So then if I try to push down on it in the spot they tell me to, the screen just folds down around it. And it leans side to side all over the place. This is probably one of the shortest and most informal reviews that I have done because I'm just so flabbergasted that this product is so bad. I was genuinely looking forward to being able to provide an alternative to the Elgato Green Screen, just to have alternatives so you're not buying everything from the same company. I can't recommend this. It's so, the quality of, even if this thing got dropped hard in shipping and that messed up one component of it, all of the individual materials used here are so cheap and fragile and just of low quality that every stage of this product is falling apart. The screen's not sticking to the glue on the rod, the glue's exposed. There's seemingly no mechanism to actually recall the cloth back across the rod. These have so wide tolerances that they're falling apart. Part of the trim of the case was coming off. I had to stick that back on. Like, every aspect of this is so bad. I've never had this bad of an experience with a product that costs like this much money in terms of thinking that it would do what it should do. So that's it for this video. If you want a green screen that's portable, get an Elgato one, and I'm just gonna have to stack some books under it or something for the height, because other than casting shadows by being this close, this extra height would be enough for me to make the difference. It's like 7 inches higher than the Elgato one, but not if it's gonna fall apart. So and I left it alone for a minute and the entire thing just fell down. It completely ripped off the rod. What in the world? This thing is just trash now. If you want to check it out for yourself for some reason, affiliate Amazon product links will be in the description below. Down there will also be the Elgato Green Screen. While you're there, hit the like button if you enjoyed. Leave me your comments with what you've thought and what your worst experience with the product was, and I'm gonna see how the hell I can wrap this back up so I can return it, because this is freaking pathetic.